You are listening to Palushi Performance Podcast, and here is your host, Ray Palushi.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the new episode. Thank you so much for finding the time and being here with me today. I'm Ray and I'm your host, and let's go straight to today's topic. This episode is going to be maybe weird, maybe different, maybe successful. We don't know. And I'm going to try something new today. Today we'll talk about future. That's the topic. Your future, my future, everybody's future. Obviously, I'm thinking about my future, and I hope you're thinking about your future. But a little hint or tip or something I want to share with you all is that I am writing a book. Well, now I'm working on the draft, obviously. This book, it's not for me to become a writer. This book, it's not, maybe it will never be published. I don't know that. But it's something that I wanted to do it, and I just started. I don't know where it's going to be, and maybe it'll never be published, but it's something that it helps me write down the thoughts. It helps me kind of working on like a journaling as well, because I write for different topics, different things. I make research, and sometimes I just come up with just thoughts and ideas or share stories of my life. And I think this is going to be interesting because I've been reading the book, The Meditations from Marcus Aurelius, and I love it. So far, I've been loving it because it's just so different and so weird and so nice and with so many ideas inside. And when you think about one of the most powerful people of all time, and obviously was one of the most influential or the biggest person at the time, and we have the luck to read his thoughts, basically. He didn't came up with the idea that he wanted to write a book, or people will be reading his meditations even now. So I've been writing this section of this book, or this little part of the book, which is called Future, as kind of like my meditations. So just a little bit of explanation before it seems like everything is weird. My idea of this is that I wanted to write about the future. Every time I try to have a topic for the book, and the topics usually are short. I try to keep it like 2 page, 1 page, 1 page and a half, something like that. Sometimes it goes 3, but that's on the range, and I write for so many different topics out there. I wanted to make this one like my meditation. So I shut down my mind and I just focus on the word future. And once I tapped myself into a zone, I start writing everything that comes in my mind. Now, the idea of this is that you can read this section from the first paragraph and go. You can read it from the top to the bottom, or from the bottom to the top, or just take some lines and just read it. And the idea is that it might make sense, it might not make sense. It's just there. It just is. And obviously, I kind of explained right now, but I've also explained a bit in the end of the page that I wrote about it. So what I'm going to do right now is that I'm going to read what I wrote, and I'm going to let you guys know when it's done, kind of maybe just evaluate a bit. Okay? So here it goes. The future belongs to those who prepare for it. Malcolm X. If you don't think for the future won't think of you. You and only you are in control of your future. You don't know what's going to happen, but you can control the moment. Don't live in the future, but think of it. Don't think for the situations. Don't let the situations, the people, to run you down, but you run them. Life don't happen to you. It happens for you. If you aren't happy with what you have or where you are, you don't have to be or feel like this on the future. Where you are right now is from the actions you have taken before, and what you're going to do, what you're going to do now, it will determine your future. We cannot change the past, but we can learn from everything we've went through. We can't predict the future, but we can create it. Sometimes we live in the past or in the future, and we forget the present. We let things slide right in front of our eyes by not focusing enough. If you take the same actions you've been taking the last 5 years, where will you be in the next 5 years? Do things differently, take different actions, and you'll have different outcomes. Do you know what you want? Do you truly know what you want? Do you know where you're going? Do you have a target? If you don't, you will be like the ship without destination. You will just float around on an open sea. Where will you be in the next 5 years? What about the next 10 or 20? How do you want to live your life? Does other people's opinions matter to you? If so, what are the people's opinion that you care most about? If you die today, will you be satisfied with everything? What do you want to be written on your book if you die today? Or what will it be written if you die 100 years old? Do you ever dream? Are you afraid to fail? Do you fear death? Do your dreams scare you? Do you have a life coach or a mentor? From who do you learn the most? Do you like to learn from your own mistakes or from the other people's mistakes? What's your purpose in life? Do you believe in God? Do you believe in afterlife? Are you a leader or a follower? Do you blame yourself? If so, are you hard on yourself? Who are you? I try to keep this section as real as I can. I simply forgot everything and didn't thought about anything. I cleared my mind, focused on the word future, and just wrote everything that was popping up on my head. My idea of this is that if you read this section from the top to the bottom, or from the bottom to the top, or if you just can pick random lines, that everything will make sense. Or not. It's a mixture. A cocktail of everything. An appetizer that will make you full, yet empty. A bittersweet candy without any taste. A fluid that stops your thirst, yet still thirsty. A roadmap. Scavenger hunt of the final destination. You. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I have some feedbacks. This is the very first time I'm reading this section after I wrote it. I like to write things and just not read it and leave it there. I like to make videos and just forget about it. Even the episodes that I do, I like to record myself and then just leave it out there. I have this episode with this podcast, this thing that we're trying to create with my brother. He helps me edit my videos and he helps me edit the voice and everything. But I don't like to go back and read and listen and watch my things. I just like to feel, write, experience, and just let it be. And then maybe in the future I'll go back and look at it. Obviously, I have a journal and I write down my thoughts and I try to learn from everything I do. Sometimes it's just hard to look back. Sometimes we just don't want to look back. By the way, I believe I told you guys that I'll be done. And I hope that you guys understood when I start saying that. I hope you guys like this and I hope you guys learned something. Because right now I'm not reading anymore. I'm just speaking to the mic. So, yeah, I hope that you can maybe re-listen this episode. Or maybe just take notes of the 1.5 pages that I wrote. Or maybe ask for this and I'll send it to you. And then try to read it from the top to the bottom. Or maybe try to read the first time from the bottom to the top. Or just take something out of it. Maybe a question. Maybe just one question from this 1.5 pages will change your perspective of your future. I mean, if I can scroll up and then just take a question out of it. For example, the first thing that I'm looking at it is, does other people's opinions matter to you? Maybe this is something that you can build on that will help you have a clear path to your future. I believe that out of all those lines and questions, the most important one is the very last one. The question that I asked, who are you? We don't ask ourselves sometimes this question. And I believe it's very important to know who you are in order for you to know who you want to be. Maybe we don't know who we are. Maybe we have to learn more, which is fine because we're constantly learning and progressing and developing and growing. So, yeah, this episode might seem a bit different than the other ones, but I have a feeling that might have a huge impact on some people. Because sometimes just being honest and clear and just coming up with things that just are running your mind, or maybe they're deep inside of us, but right now they're going out. I feel it can be very, very powerful. So yeah, I'm keeping this shorter than usual, just because I don't want to complicate more, as it might already be complicated. So I'll be very, very interesting to hear your guys' thoughts about it. And as always, I appreciate all the likes, comments, shares, and all the support you guys will give to us. And until the next episode, you guys stay blessed.